And if I could have your attention here in the Media Center, we are going to roll into our post-race press conference for the Iowa Corn 350 powered by ethanol. We're joined by winning crew chief Rudy Fugle and Jeff Andrews with Hendrick Motorsports. If you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless microphone to you. We're going to start with Cameron right here.
Cameron Richardson, NASCAR.com. Rudy, when you guys getting the free pass on the SVG yellow towards the latter stages of stage 2, did that and ultimately end up putting you guys in a position? Do you think you would have been in a position to win had you not gotten the free pass there?
Yeah, I think we would have been more like possibly where the 19 or the 6 was if we didn't get that. But yeah, definitely it forced our hand into being off strategy for sure. So I thought it was going to be really good because we got to have tires with the guys ahead of us, but we got to set an advantage to some really good cars behind us that had to wave around. But then we got a short run and they all got tires, so that was the name of the game after that lucky dog situation was just a bunch of cautions. So it kind of made it really, really weird.
Go next to Tim, then to Bob, and then to Wyatt.
Tim Moore, Motorsports Day. Congrats on the win, Rudy. First off, when did you guys know that you guys were going to be good to the end on fuel, and how much did this race age you there on the top of the box?
Yeah, it was tough. We'll see in how many years it aged me. I don't know. Some of the time will tell on that. But yeah, it was very stressful. We didn't know until about 8 to go that we were really, really close to our number. That 30 to go to that 8 to go number, we were able to save a really big chunk and get really close. And then you're also just hoping you pick everything up. And you get a really good mileage, and you know what that mileage is while you're running. Restarts are tough. When you get all those restarts and you get all the way through the gears and the caution comes out, it's really hard to tell how much you used, and that's ultimately what bit us last week. That in this week, we were able to save enough.
And what is it about William as a driver where he gets put into these scenarios, leading obviously a lot of laps this season, and yet he's able to find ways to persevere and continue to put himself in positions to not just be in championship form, but in the constant mix, no matter what calls?
I mean, he's an awesome driver. I think he's the best driver all around and in the field right now. Of course, he's mine, and I should say that, but I really think he's maturing and getting the experience to show that off. He's very well diversified, and then he's a fighter. He's got a heart of a lion and fights through everything. There's no quit. Those are things that he's gotten better at as well over the years, is just rolling with the punches and what happens next. And next thing you know, you're leading and you got a chance to win.
Go next to Bob, then to Wyatt, then to Dustin.
Bob Parker, Fox Sports. If both of you can answer this. William hadn't won since Daytona, had 2 races over the summer where he had run out of fuel. So what did you need more, just a win? Or did you need to win a fuel mileage race for confidence going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think the win was big for us. I think that just solidified everything we've had going on. Where since Michigan, I would say, we've had really fast cars still. Haven't gotten many good finishes, and we kind of joked about it today, is we constantly have these questions of what's going wrong, and this year I don't know that there's a ton wrong other than circumstance, and sometimes that's the way these races play, and the summer is that way. So the win is huge to solidify what everyone at Hendrick is doing, working hard, and to get a win for the company is huge.
Wyatt Watson, frontstretch.com. Rudy, last year here at Iowa, y'all fell short to Ryan Blaney at the end. How much does it mean to you now, a year later, getting it done in that dramatic fashion today?
Yeah, no, I love this racetrack. It's been a lot. I've had a lot of success here in the Truck Series. William has now won the trifecta. I was here for that night. I was working on Bell's one of his first Xfinity races, and William won that night, and I was there and able to go congratulate him in victory lane. So I've been here for all 3 of his wins, and it's just a really cool place. The racetrack's very unique. I've always liked it since I started coming here in the Busch Series in mid-2000s. So it's just a cool place. It's great to get the win. Just always had a lot of good finishes here, and love the crowd and the excitement of the race fans here.
Thank you.
Go next to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports, had one question for each. Rudy, going into today, last 50 races, 1 win, but 12 second or third place finishes. So in the last 50 races, you guys have finished in the top 3 a quarter of the time, which is, I mean, I know that's a fantastic stat. What was kind of, you guys have been strong, what was kind of keeping you from winning, and did some of the things that were kind of holding back break through today, or were the unique circumstances so different?
Yeah, I mean, 2 of the races, about 3 to 4 tenths of a gallon of gas would have got us a couple wins in the past couple months, and then just these weird. Even today, I felt like the hammer was dropping on us. Like, we are gonna run in the top 5, and then all these cautions come, and it's like it's all going against us. Thankfully, that last caution, and thankfully we had a good enough car that we were able to save gas and get there. So, it's a credit to everybody on the team. But yeah, it's been tough because you're just waiting for that next thing to drop. So that's what we're all sitting up there like, when is something gonna go wrong today? And it just didn't. So thankful for that gives us more confidence, and we'll be able to. It'll give us a boost for sure.
And Jeff, and I understand I'm asking a question as somebody who's got the top 3 cars in the points, but for Hendrick Motorsports, only 1 win in the previous 10 races before today, and obviously you guys are an organization built on championships and wins. And while there were a couple close opportunities, certainly with the 24, what's kind of been the challenge over the last 10 races, and where do you guys feel like you are heading closer to the playoffs?
Yeah, it certainly hasn't been a lack of work and effort, and all of Hendrick Motorsports, like you said, we expect to win, and that's the standard that Mr. Hendrick sets for us when we come to the racetrack. So, just a lot of work's gone on. Obviously, we have Phoenix in mind, and some similarities here, right? And so a lot of work went into Iowa to just try to understand if there was something there that would help us turn the corner a little bit towards Phoenix. But I think from an organization standpoint, the one thing that Rudy and myself and the crew chiefs and other leaders of the company, Chad and Jeff and Mr. Hendrick, when you get in these times, you just can't question yourself. You got to know that you're putting the very best race cars on the racetrack you can, and I firmly believe that the men and women of Hendrick Motorsports do an incredible job and build amazing race cars. We get to come to the racetrack and execute with that great product, and it's been not that far off. I mean, it's incredibly close right now. I mean, I think you saw the lap times today, and the tire fall off was next to nothing. And at one time there was this whole group of cars that were like within a tenth and a half in the top 10. So it doesn't take much, to go from top 2 or 3 and little hiccup here or there, and all of a sudden you're outside the top 10. And once you get back there, in these days with this car, it's tough. I mean, it's a struggle to claw your way back up there. But I love our race teams. I love where our mindset is right now. We're rolling through the late part of the summer here, which typically hasn't been our strongest time of year. And I just love what we got going on right now. And we're focused on that 1, 2, 3 in that regular season championship, and getting all those bonus points that are available. That's another big one for us. We obviously will want to win that and get that regular season championship, but that second and third also pays too, and we want to take those points away from our competitors if we can.
Any additional questions? Yeah, Mitch.
Rudy, after finishing second last year, and I know only having 1 race to go off of in this car, how tough is it to prepare for a track like this? And did you guys feel like you needed to make any changes after being fast last year?
Yeah, this is not having a big notebook is really tough for going to a new track. The track aged a ton. We saw that in the color of the corners and how much that changed. So the grip of the track's way different. So you're guessing at that. And then Goodyear threw a way different tire at us. So not just a compound, but a structure construction change, which is a huge stagger change. And then we get 20 minutes of practice where we can change about 3 things. So it's one of the bigger challenges we've had. But we had some good tests from the GM, General Motors Chevy group that gave us some information, got us close, and then our group finished the job.
Go to your left to Phil.
Hey Jeff, Philip Jones here from the Des Moines Register. I'm curious of what you thought of the quality of the racing. I spoke with a couple drivers afterwards who said that passing was tough. And given that, what do you, assuming NASCAR comes back here, what do you think the racing will be like moving forward?
Yeah, I think to start, let's, give a shout out to the fans who showed up today. I looked up there in the grandstands, that place was packed, and so that's great to see. And then it's our job as an industry, I think, to come here and put on a good show, put on a competitive race. And if you're following along, there's a bunch of different strategies, comers and goers, and different things. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, all of these race teams out here are really, really, really good race teams these days, and put great race cars on the track, and the competition's close. So when you come somewhere and maybe don't have the amount of passes during a race that you want to, I'm sure NASCAR will look at that, and I don't know if we'll come back with something different, or but for us as competitors in the sport, we just we got to take what's in front of us, the race car, the tire, the track, whatever that is, and we got to go out and try to do the very best we can as Hendrick Motorsports. And I guess the quality of the race probably differs on your opinion and where you finished and different things like that. But love coming here. Hendrick Motorsports loves coming to Iowa, and I know NASCAR does as well. And we love seeing all those people sitting up there in the grandstands today. It's fantastic. We got here Friday night and got off the airplane and could not believe the amount of people pulling out of the parking lot after the ARCA race. It was just incredible. Great to see.
Go to the right here.
Mark Schaefer with the Atomo Courier. This one's for either one of you. Last year, it seemed like the Fords kind of had the advantage when it came to fuel mileage. This year, it seems like the Toyotas have had the advantage. So how nice is it to get the Chevy win in the fuel mileage game?
Yeah, I think it's all circumstantial on who's ahead and what track and what's going on. But what's really nice is it gives some validation to our tools. That we're using at Hendrick Motorsports. Our engine department works really, really hard at that. So Scotty Maxim, Bobby Dell, Ben Proctor, those are the three that really work hard with the 24 team. They help make sure we have all the information we need so we can feed our engineers, and all of our engineers work great to get that. So those tools to get us home and know that we were going to get home or really close to home, that's the important thing, and we keep getting better at that. So sometimes there'll be races where one manufacturer's up or down, but overall, when you're able to use all your tools and your people widespread from top to bottom, it makes it big.
Well, gentlemen, congratulations on the victory today. Good luck next week at Watkins Glen International.
Thank you.